I'm Sean.
I'm Seamus.
And we are starting our second year at Poor Folks here. A little early from when our first video came out, but pretty on point from when the channel was created.
Right.
So yeah. And
okay. So what's up for our first taste of the year?
So for the new year, Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
I decided to throw in, I wanted to try Lagavulin since the channel started because it's a great excuse to drink, and and I watched Parks and Rec all the way through, and Ron Swanson with the Lagavulin, and it's the only Scotch that I had known by name when I watched it years ago. I've seen it more than once, but I wanted to try it since we started the channel. Thought this was a great opportunity.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. Okay, so you want to get to pouring, and I'll go back through some history here. So Lagavulin is actually situated in between two other very well-known Islay distilleries, Laphroaig and Ardbeg. And actually, the person who started Lagavulin came from Laphroaig. Getting my L's mixed up. Peter Mackey, he actually started at Laphroaig. He worked for Laphroaig. He lost his agency, I think, and then he started this. And he wanted to create something that would resemble Laphroaig, but apparently the peat in the area that it was in is just slightly different enough where he just couldn't quite get the same flavor, which is probably a good thing. So then now you have two different styles of whiskey within the same region that might taste a little differently thanks to that being different. So anyway, Lagavulin, another thing they do is they fill their stills to 90%. I don't know what is common for the stills, but they say that that's above average, I guess, for most, and allows less contact with the copper, which gives Lagavulin its unique flavor. So you ready to give it a try here and
Sure.
move on? Okay. So the nose, they say smoky nose. It's very big. Let's see, concentrated. It's got iodine smell.
Oh yeah. Just pouring it, smokiness, and that iodine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can smell it in the air.
Sweet spices, net, mature sherry, and creamy vanilla. Okay. So that's what we're supposed to get on the nose here. Definitely smoky.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of peat there. But not... I mean, I've had other Islay Scotches before, and this one is definitely not the most...
The peat isn't overwhelming.
It isn't overwhelming, yeah. I've had more, but anyway. It's supposed to be fruity. I definitely get... Oh, yeah. There's that creamy vanilla.
Yeah.
Definitely get that.
I poured super light.
Okay.
And of course I left a nice strand running down the tag.
That's all right.
Someday I'll learn to pour properly.
All right.
When we did our exchange, I spilled rust everywhere.
I saw it. I kept that in the footage. So annoying. It's great. You give this a look like.
Yeah, just come on.
Okay, so you going for the taste?
Sure.
I've had some where it was like a grass fire. This was not a grass fire. This was a campfire.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talk about it. It's like right when you have a campfire and you put water on it and put it out, that smell of the water and the smoke, that was that taste. That taste was that smell that you have when you put out a fire with water at a campsite. That's what I got. Man, that is different. That's much different. It's more smoky than peaty, which is interesting. Super smooth. Good finish. Good long-lasting finish.
Yeah.
It's got a tobacco cigar taste.
Yeah. I feel like I picked up a charred log and just started biting into it. I'm here for the finish, not necessarily the drink itself.
Okay.
The finish is really nice. When I'm actually taking a sip, I'm having the worst time, and then when I'm done, I'm having the best time.
Wow.
That's very weird.
That is strange. Okay.
It's
That's
just,
interesting.
I think it's the smokiness being overwhelming. I was expecting peat. I'm used to it.
Right.
This is like...
Yeah, it's on the other end of it.
Yeah.
It's got the peat in there, but it's so much more smokiness that it kind of overwhelms the peat smell. But I like it up front.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's smooth as all get out.
And it's got the sweetness to it too. That's, I think, really good. It almost, it must be the kind of, well, what the taste, the palate is thick and rich, malt sherry. That must be it. Fruity sweetness, big powerful peat and oak. Definitely got the wood, oaky smoke flavor. The finish is long, spicy finish, figs, dates, peat, smoke, and vanilla. I would have to say that, yeah, there's the peat is good. It's a good amount. It's not overwhelming.
No.
And but it's just the right amount. The smoke is a little bit more. I think Lefroy and Harbeck are going to have the work cut out for them on this. Because I know Lefroy. I'd say I've had Lefroy before, Lefroy 10, but I have not had Harbeck 10. So those are going to be the two in this review that are coming up. So let's pour some more and add some water just to.
Sure. If I pour it, can I use a spout? For the love of God.
So, one thing about adding water, I know, I'm not sure if Ron Swanson would add water to his scotch.
I doubt it.
But I watched a scotch video on Amazon, and the master distiller at Lefroy added water to his scotch. So I find it hard to argue with a master distiller of a quality scotch that you shouldn't add water. I don't think that's a good argument not to, you know? I think that's a good reason too, actually. So just to give it a try and see how it changes up the flavor. See if it... I know because the water, like in the whiskeys we've tried, it's brought out some of the aromas a little bit.
I've said it before, it kind of opens it up.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to get some water in there.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works. Okay, so we've added some water. Let's see how it affects it.
Okay. I said that sipping it was the worst time, or the bad, or whatever. It's bad for how good it is. Let me be clear.
Okay.
It's probably the best scotch I've had so far.
We did Monkey Shoulders, and we did
the Black Label was good from Johnny Walker.
Right.
That was really good. And then the Monkey Shoulder, it's kind of like bourbon and scotch.
Yeah,
not a bourbon.
Yeah, I mean I liked the Monkey Shoulders when I first had it. I was like, wow, that's so great. But
it's because it's really close to bourbon.
I'd have to go back to it. Yeah. I mean, I know our palates have totally changed.
I just remember the Johnny Walker overpowered it,
right.
And it was so much more scotchy.
Right.
That's all.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, it's removed the smokiness from the smell, but not necessarily the... Is that the iodine you smell? Do you smell it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's right there up front.
It just kind of... the campfire smell was even more... The campfire taste... It's a kind of weird... equating the smell to a taste, but,
right?
But that's what it is. It's that smoke with the dampness that's created, and it's kind of that's the flavor I'm getting.
Yeah. And the addition of the water just kind of brought the smokiness from like a 10 to like a 7.
Okay.
And then it's still super strong.
Right.
But, I don't know. It kind of evens it out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say I like one way or the other better.
Yeah.
This is one that I kind of liked up front without the water.
That is another thing is the peat was overpowered by the smoke, and now it really is. Mm-hmm. The peat is very subtle. Right. It was subtle before.
Now it's even more subtle.
Now it's even more so.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. The peat is my favorite part because it's what I'm familiar with.
Right. Yeah, this is a good Scotch. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll say I like it. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So we're going to go back to our rating system that we started at the beginning of our last season. We kind of went away from it. But I think we want to stick with it, kind of do a little bit more review about the whiskey and give it our rating, and also buying it. You know, the price point on this is $75. We get our price from Total Wine. It may vary. I think it varies greatly depending on where you got it. I know you got it through Instacart, so you paid a little bit more when you bought this.
Yeah.
But if you go to Total Wine, in California at least, it's $75. So anyway, that's the price point. How would you rate it? Between 1 and 10. 1 sucks.
Right.
5 is good. 10 is excellent. So that's our scale. It's hard to give a 10 right now because it's kind of a, but I'd give it an 8.
Right. It depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from the best scotches that we've tried, it's a 10.
Okay.
If you're looking at it from what I would prefer to drink, it's like a 7.
I think that's fair. I think to go by what your rating, I think it's going to be our rating of what we really think of it. I think because what else we got to go on? Mm-hmm. We got really nothing else to go on.
That's true.
You got to kind of personally, you bring in your experiences, and you bring in your experience of what you've tasted before, and it's ever changing with us. Definitely. I mean, we are so much different than we were a year ago when we first started this. Yeah. Our taste buds, everything else. I mean, it's totally changed. So, yeah, you say 7? You said?
Yeah, like a 6 or a 7.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I think I'd prefer a strong rye over this, but if someone poured me a glass, I'd be fine with it.
I would say for scotches alone, it's one of the best I've ever tried for sure.
Oh yeah.
As far as like everything, it's still an 8. You know what? I'm not particular. I don't think about whether it's a rye or it's either tasting good or it ain't tasting good to me.
Oh yeah.
So
when it comes down to it, of course.
So, I really like this. It surprised me. I was totally surprised by it. I expected a heavier, smoky, peaty, like grass fire. Mm-hmm. I had one at a bar close by. The guy gave us this. Me and my buddy ordered a shot of scotch, and of course it was just a shot glass. So knock it back. It was like tasting a grass field on fire, is what it was. It was, and I'd never tasted anything like that before. This is nowhere near that. This is enjoyable. That was not enjoyable.
Right.
So
you're also not shooting this.
Right. We're not shooting. That's true. That's true. I really like it. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
For the price. Now for the price.
Right.
$75. I mean, compared to what you like and what you've had so far, is it would you buy it? Would you make sure you always had it on hand, I guess? Would you buy it for special occasions like you did this time?
Right.
Or would you kind of shy away from it because it's kind of too expensive? Or maybe wait for a good deal on it.
Again, there's 2 ways to look at it. In terms of having a scotch up on your top shelf, I always want it around.
Okay.
If it's like I'm on a budget and I can choose a bourbon over it, I know what bourbon I would go with. That's cheaper and I really enjoy.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go. So I think, based on prices of stuff I've seen, I think this is a solid price. Yeah. Actually, for it, because most. There was one that was $2,000.
Of course.
Right? That's crazy to me. But anyway, if I had $2,000 to burn, maybe I would probably don't cut it. Anyway, for the price, I think as well. Like you said, have it in your stock.
Yeah. If you always want
shelf.
a good Scotch around,
Right.
to me this is a no-brainer.
And if I polished it off, I might wait to buy it until another time, but and try something else for a little while. I wouldn't necessarily always have it on hand, but having it in our collection now is going to be great.
Yeah, definitely.
So, anyway, so we're going to call it a 7.5 or a 7.
Yeah,
Call
7
it a
and
7.
a half works.
Okay.
Whatever.
So
It's in between.
Lagavulin 16, a solid 7 on our 1 to 10 scale, and it's nice to have in your collection, and so you always want to have it for special occasions. Share it with your more experienced whiskey drinkers, maybe. Right.
No decanter for this.
Yeah. No, you got to show off the bottle. Again,
Right.
This is our second year, and we've kind of set some goals for ourselves. One of those goals is to do 2 videos a week. We were really pretty consistent with 1 a week. We actually did a couple where we did 2 a week, and we did have 1 or 2 weeks where we missed.
We missed a Friday.
Yeah, we did miss, but we want to improve on that. So we're going to try to do 2 a week, and we have a goal of how many subs?
We're going to try to get 200 subs by this time next year.
So we're hoping.
Yeah.
A dream come true would be we reset that goal in June to 500 subs. So like and subscribe, please. I hope you're enjoying it. Let us know in the comments below if you are. Thanks for watching. Shlanta to your health, and go try some Lagavulin 16. It's worth it. Thanks.